with an engineered hardwood. An engineered hardwood is made up of layers of wood. Typically it's 7 layers, but it can be anywhere from 4 or 5 to 9, I've even seen. But it's layered wood where the wood is actually put at 90-degree angles all the way across, all the way up, and then the top layer, and usually the bottom layer as well, is the real oak, hickory, maple, whatever the product is. It's that top layer is what they're referring to. And the top layers vary in thickness. The top layers, just like in solid or in laminate, could have different features. They could have a gloss on them. They could have a hand scrape texture. But the top layer is what's the actual real wood. The engineered hardwood, you have options in terms of how to install it. And it can go down on a wood subfloor or a concrete subfloor. On a concrete subfloor, you can actually glue it down direct. You trowel out glue and put the actual pieces down. That's very common. A little more difficult for the do-it-yourselfer, but still very common. The other way to install over a concrete subfloor would be to float. You would actually glue the tongue and grooves together, put a thin bead of glue in the groove side, glue the tongue and grooves together, and float over a pad. You'd lay a pad out first, just like in laminate. The other way to do it, if you were on a wood subfloor, is just like with a solid, you can actually shoot staples through the tongue side and install it that way. So there are some installation differences between solid and engineered. Typically must be nailed or stapled. Wood subfloor only for solid. Engineered, you can glue, you can staple, or you can float. You have your options. With engineered hardwood, because of its layered properties, okay, because it's not one piece of wood from top to bottom, because of these layers, it has greater stability against changes in humidity and temperature. Especially when you float the product, you glue the tongue and grooves together, you will see there will be expansion and contraction, but because it's a floating floor, the floor will move. You'll never see it or feel it. The floor will move and take care of itself. You will not see cupping with this product. It is a benefit of engineered over the solid hardwood. Some engineered hardwoods can be sanded and refinished. Typically, that's not the case. Typically, they can't be. What it depends on really is the thickness of that top layer of the engineered hardwood, and if a professional can actually sand down and still stay within the top layer so that you can stain it, recoat it, and still have a beautiful floor. At Floors to Your Home, we don't recommend sanding and refinishing engineered hardwoods. It's just, there are too many people out there doing the sanding and the refinishing, and we don't want to say to you that we guarantee you that you can sand and refinish this wood X amount of times. That's just not something we do. We want to be upfront and honest with you and tell you that typically you're better off on our engineered products not sanding and refinishing. So again, a great difference between the solid and the engineered. Can be sanded and refinished, typically not on the engineered. Those are the main differences between engineered and solid. There really aren't a lot of other differences. They both, as I've said before, they both can have gloss finishes, they both can have textured hand scrape finishes, they both could have beveled edges. Any of the aesthetic features can be shared between the two of them. And they both come in a variety of species, color stains, everything else is relatively the same. Widths, you know, anywhere from 2 1/4 inch width to up to, I've even seen 13-inch wide boards. That could be a solid hardwood or an engineered hardwood. You really don't need to pick one of those two to get a specific species, or to get a natural hickory, or to get a 3-inch natural hickory. They're going to be available in either an engineered product or a solid product. So again, we've talked about the differences just to kind of recap here. Solid hardwood, its pluses and minuses. It's a great product, the best of the best, must be nailed down. One piece from top to bottom, can be sanded and refinished. Engineered hardwood, also a great product for those of you out there on concrete slabs that can't have the solid. If you want the real thing, this is it. There is no difference from looking above. Your friends will never know whether you have solid hardwood or engineered hardwood. When you go to resell your home, this is still classified as wood. You can still put W for wood on that MLS sheet. You have wood in your home. Those are the differences. If you have any other specific questions on differences between solid hardwood, engineered hardwood, and laminate, please feel free to give our customer service reps a call. We're standing by to answer your questions. We're always happy to help and answer any questions you may have. Thank you.